Coming up on the show, we're going to be talking about everything that PlayStation announced at their conference last week about PlayStation Slim and PlayStation Pro. And that's going to be about it for this show because we're going to just try and fill out everything that was said and our opinions. So it's going to be a PlayStation show. All coming up
in the show.
It's the Always Games TV show. Welcome to the Always Games TV show. It is episode 15 and it is I have to check the date, it's the 15th of September 2016. I am your host, Roger Knowles, as always, and I am joined to my left, or on the screen to the right, Tom. You're warm.
You only touched my hair.
I'm joined by Tom Simpson. Hello, sir. How are you?
Hi.
Hello.
Tired.
You are tired and you look very, very, very warm. You feel warm as well.
That's just my hair.
Yeah. It is bloody boiling here in the UK. Obviously, compared to many other places in the world, it's
frosty.
Not. But for a Yorkshireman in England, this is scorching. It's going to be colder tomorrow, though. We're good. It's been about 25, 26 degrees today. Am I right? It was warmer on Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday was...
Well, the thermometer at work said 34.4 under the canopy, and today it never actually reached 34.4, but it was above 30.
Very warm. We're not used to this sort of weather. I know we've complained about heat before, but now we've got the PlayStation on, we've got my laptop on, camera on.
The TV's on.
The TV's on, the soundboard's on.
There's a cat somewhere as well that kicks out a lot of heat.
So she's pinning herself to window to cool down. It's very warm in this room. So, we're going to keep it short. We're going to be talking about the PlayStation conference, which happened last week. A few announcements were made. We're going to discuss our thoughts and how we reacted to it. So, Thomas, before we get into it too much.
Yep.
We're going to talk about what we've been playing this week. What have you been playing this last couple of weeks, actually? Since we last spoke.
Battlefield 1 beta, alpha, whatever it was.
Yeah, because that ran over right through the weekend and through into the week after, didn't it?
Yeah.
All the way up to Thursday. If you want to check out a funny video that we put up on the Always Games TV show, it's like Indiana Jones / Battlefield 1. That was good footage. I really enjoyed editing that.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
But yeah, so now that the beta's finally over, we had a really good session. We had a really good few gameplay sessions, actually. What are your thoughts on the Battlefield 1?
Yeah, I quite like it. It's fun, although I'm not sure about... as far as I'm aware, there's only going to be 5 maps at launch, with a free map coming in December. So...
Yeah, so there's not going to be a huge amount of maps, but does that mean... Because obviously we were playing Conquest and Rush mode. Now, obviously on the beta it was, in theory, 1 map, but they were just adjustments. Now, if you want to be technical, you could say if that's 6 maps at... 5 maps at launch... 5 for Conquest, and then it's going to be sort of a different version of that map for Rush.
Well, it'll be the same map, but you'll be constricted to certain areas of that map, which open up as the match progresses as you take out the MCOM stations, or whatever it is in this. I don't know.
Yeah. So, I got to I enjoyed... I don't know if it's a sort of game that I'd play multiplayer on my own, but I enjoyed playing it with you and Carl.
I would. I like doing silly crap.
We were flying around the bombers quite a bit, weren't we?
Shit.
You were flying. I was at front or back gunner, and Carl was in the other gunner. It was just good, just having a right good piss about, really.
Tried to land my plane on you and Carl at one point. I ended up flying into a side of a Land Cruiser and parking my plane.
Oh, I remember that.
And then the thing blew up, and then a guy came and shot me in the face because I couldn't get my plane off the ground again.
It is really. It's a really satisfying game to play, and that's just the beta.
Yeah.
It was really good fun. It was just like after we've had a session on it, and I walked away being quite satisfied with my gameplay. And even if I played terribly, I didn't really care. It was a bit like Battlefront in a way, where if I played terribly on Battlefront, I didn't really care.
I'm kind of Yeah, I'm like a mad bomber because I was just trying to blow everything up with the bombers and the
building destruction is awesome as well, especially if you manage to drop a bomb directly onto one, it pretty much just collapses, which is good fun.
Yeah, and if you hit a guy, he turns into like a red misty cloud.
It's good fun. It's good fun. I enjoyed it. I got to it. That's pretty much all I played since. I hadn't really been on PlayStation this last week.
And I love the guttural violence of the bayonet charge.
that is good fun, especially if I in all of the beta, I didn't actually get to bayonet anyone.
I did.
Yeah.
Quite a few times.
That says more about your personality than anything else. No, I couldn't do it. I kept missing. Kept running past him.
Oh, I did. I went past this guy. We were in a tight room, and so I was still bayonet charging, but I started to turn him around him in a circle until he backed up into a corner, and I pinned him against the wall.
What I like about the bayoneting, though, it seems to, depending on where you hit the people, it does a slightly different animation and movement. Doesn't do it the same every single time. Or at least when I was watching you play, it was like if you got them from the back and they were laid down, it'd turn them over and stab them, or you get them in the neck, or...
Well, it depends, because that was the melee as well, that's standard melee.
Ah, right.
Whereas a bayonet charge, you just run and pork them with your sword. Not your pork sword, but you pork them.
Pork them with your pork sword, bayonet. No. Pork, yeah.
You stab them with your sword, bayonet.
But no, like I said, that's pretty much all I've been playing this last couple of weeks when it was actually running. I feel a bit lost once it finished, actually. I was a bit like, oh, what am I going to play now?
I went on Fallout.
Yeah, you went back to Fallout?
Yeah, the new Cool DLC's come out this week, or last week, or the week before. It's one of those.
How are you finding it?
I don't know. Well, I kind of made a new character for survival.
Yeah.
And then I've just been building settlements again. Get stuck into that. But with my other character, my old character, that's like quite high level, like 70 something, I think, or 80. Anyway, I went to Nuka World, and they killed me in like a few shots. Apparently, they're a lot stronger than the rest of the Wasteland.
All right.
It seems pretty cool, though.
Again,
a crazy raid.
I've said it a numerous times on the AlwaysGamesTV show. I don't know if I can go back to that game. It didn't pull me in.
I still need to go back to The Witcher.
Which kind of brings up Skyrim, actually, because the mods were... Bethesda announced that they won't be releasing any of the mods on PlayStation due to Sony and some issues in that aspect. Now, what's your opinions on that, then? How do you feel about the mods not being released on PlayStation?
I don't care. I've got them on PC.
Well, that's true.
I'm kind of gutted for all the PlayStation players, though, because that's kind of...
Obviously, this is going to affect Fallout.
It's a bit shitty, to be fair.
Well, in the Fallout aspect, I don't really care very much, because I don't think I'm going to go back to play that. But I am looking forward to the Skyrim Remastered, because on PC, I got a little obsessed with mods.
You don't even know.
I know you had a few issues as well. Because did you find that you had this mentality that you'd put so many mods in, try it, and go, ooh, that looks good. Right, I'm going to add some more. Ooh, that looks good. I'm going to add a few more.
Well, what I did was I made a mod pack, so I'd get like 100 or so mods, and then I'd mod it, and then you'd tweak it, and then you'd edit it in here, and then you'd adjust all the settings, and you'd use all these different programs to make it run perfect, and so it didn't like crash or corrupt. And then something would go wrong, and then instead of trying to fix it, I'd forget about it, not play it for ages, forget what I'd done, and then remod it. And it'd go on like that. And I think I only ever got to like the Greybeard Mountain, and I put over 100 hours.
I think that's about as far as I got. I think I put in about 40 hours, and as far as I got was the Greybeard people, the people in the monk outfits. Is that them?
Yeah, the throaty dudes.
So throaty dudes. I don't think I went to the same place as you. I'm in some ways I'm quite glad that we're not getting the mods, because it makes me encouraged to focus on the game rather than actually mod it.
Well, towards the end there, what I was doing was just trying to improve the graphics and add a few new weapons and a bit of a new armour that's all lore friendly. Whereas with the Skyrim Special Edition, they've basically upped all the graphics. They've got new HDR lighting. I think they said that, haven't they? They've got a lot of new flora and more plants, which is basically on PC there was a mod called Flora's Vert's Flora Overhaul, and it added so many new trees and plants. It looks amazing. There's all these different versions.
The one thing in that game that I always think that was always fantastic, which I still added the mod for to improve, but still looked good on its own, was the water effects. They always looked great. I was really impressed with the water effects on that, especially with the flowing rivers and stuff.
There was a lot of mods to improve that as well.
I always still thought the original vanilla version was pretty good on the water, but
yeah, they weren't bad. Yeah.
So yes, I'm quite glad that they're not, because it means that I won't be distracted for gameplay aspect. Like I won't be sort of pulled away if there's no mods. I can just concentrate on the story and complete it like a traditional RPG. Now I could have played it on PlayStation 3 before, but it had a lot of issues. But I think with this, it's going to really sort of push me to focus on the game than anything else.
Well, I played it on Xbox 360 when it first got released, and I did get quite far in the story, I think. Oh, you know, because I got past the greybeard bit, and I got there was something to do with an Elder Scroll and stuff, which I won't tell anyone because it'll ruin the story.
I have no idea.
It's confusing. Well, it's not confusing.
Oh, by the way, we keep yawning. We're really apologize. It's not very professional for a show.
It's the heat and the lack of
and a lot of food. We've had calzones again.
You're a bad man.
It's like the ongoing thing with the Always Games TV show. You must have a calzone before we record the show.
We're gonna get bigger and bigger.
Hopefully. I'm putting a bit of weight on. I'll put half a stone on.
I don't want to, but me too, probably.
So yeah, I tell you what. Let's jump straight into our first and only topic of the show, because I really want to talk about this quite a bit. Last week, Sony did a conference.
They did.
In New York City.
They did?
Yes, in New York. No, I've said it. I'm dying myself. Yeah, no, it's New York City. And they were going to unveil something. And we made our predictions last week, and you said that they were going to. You predicted that they were going to announce a new portable device.
I like to go out there with my predictions.
You do. I went very safe, and I said I bet they were going to announce the Neo release date and price. Guess what?
What?
You were wrong.
What do you mean? The Slim's portable?
If you do PlayStation Portable, if you stream it to
you knew is put like a
PlayStation
car
Vita.
battery in your backpack and get like a tablet screen and hook it up to that.
So anyway, during the conference, first off, they talked about PlayStation Slim, because obviously they pretty much had to get that out of the gate straight away, because it obviously had been leaked about 2 weeks before the conference. They basically said that it was going to be taking over the PlayStation 4 original, from the date of the 15th of September, which is today of our recording. So it's now officially out, and it will be priced at £259 in the UK and $299 and €299. And then a lot of, is that yen? That can't be yen.
Maybe. It's a Y sign with two lines horizontally through it at the bottom.
I don't know my currency. Anyway, there's that. So yeah, it's going to be £259 in the UK. So what do you think? What's your thoughts on the Slim? Now it's been officially announced at that price. Do you think it's a good price?
It is, but like I said last time, it'd be completely useless for me because I won't be able to use my headset.
That's true.
No
optical cable in the back. That's one thing they did say. They were like, oh, yes, it's slim, it'll be more power efficient with all the original components. Not the original components, but with all the, basically, what they said of the original PlayStation 4 had. And it's like, that's not true. There's no optical cable.
To me, it kind of feels like the budget version rather than a fully fledged model.
But eventually, the original PlayStation 4 is going to basically disappear.
So that means that if you do have a decent headset with an optical cable, you're going to have to fork out an extra...
We'll get to the PlayStation Pro. In fact, does the PlayStation Pro even have an optical cable
90 squiddly dids.
I don't know that. I'm going to have to look that up. I presume so.
Well, if it doesn't, then that's stupid. Yeah, I hope it does.
They got the PlayStation Slim out of the way. Yeah, we already knew about it. Basically, watch our other show if you want to have a little see a few of the things what we're on about. Yeah, it's slimmer. It's got no optical cable. That's about it. That's all we really need to know. And it's out today, so you can purchase it.
And it's got a really annoying light on the touchpad.
On the new controller. Yeah. So then they went on a little bit of a tangent then, Tom. When they announced their PlayStation Neo, it's actually going to be called PlayStation Pro.
For all you pro gamers out there.
Because they want to make it very diverse. That if you're a slim... Wait a minute. So if you're a PlayStation Pro person, you're a professional. If you're a PlayStation Slim person, you're a slim person?
No, you're unprofessional.
Oh, okay. But I'd stick with the Slim then, because I'm unprofessional. So they went on about 4K gaming and HDR. And 4K gaming will be available on the PlayStation Pro in a way. You know more about upscaling than I do, because it won't be proper 4K gaming. It'll be upscaled, but using a new system.
Well, like that, we watched a video earlier about it as well, and the guy on that, that's a TV remote. Yeah. The guy that was commentating about it, he did say that certain games will be full 4K.
Oh, okay.
But I'm guessing that they'll be fairly simple games with not too much.
Slight feeling they're probably first-party games as well,
like chess or something, without too much processing power.
A lot of probably first-party games which are run by Sony probably will try and push for true 4K.
The other problem with that is you'll have to compromise graphics, textures, models. It won't.
This PlayStation Pro is going to be more powerful. than the PlayStation Slim. I will take you into the full schematics of actually how powerful it is, but I don't understand what they are. I'm not a PC person. You are.
Sometimes.
But it is basically a little bit more powerful. It will support 4K gaming or upscaling to 4K, and it will also support HDR, which also will be supported in PlayStation Slim, which has now gone live.
They've been flogging this HDR like it's something new and exciting, but they've had it on PCs for years. And I mean, it's good, and it's really good that they've brought it to consoles because it might attract PC players, but I doubt it because PCs are...
So basically, HDR is it adding more colours to the spectrum of the screen?
Yeah, it adds an awful lot more colour and is it realistic light? Was it realistic lighting?
More diverse to the colours that are available on screen.
And,
so more realistic to the eye of what you would see in real life.
The luminosity of the light.
You're just making up words now.
Lumens.
The luminopnops.
Luminosity.
The luminopnops will be enhanced on the PlayStation Pro.
The luminocrops will be enhanced on the Pro.
And then they also then announced the price of the PlayStation Pro, which will be £349, $399 and €399, and will release on November the 10th, 2016. So it's not actually that far away.
Pick it up now with your copy of Elite Warfare. What's Elite Warfare?
You are really
I meant
tired.
Infinite Warfare. You can get with Call of Duty.
Philippe Warfare.
Who's Philippe? I said
have no
Elite.
idea.
Elite, like Elite Dangerous, and because it's Elite Dangerous mixed with COD, basically.
Okay, I play that game.
The spaceships. Well, that's what it is, though. The spaceships.
Oh, I would not play that game then. I don't want to play Call of Duty. So they announced the release date, they announced their pricing. They showed off some of the games which were apparently running in 4K, but obviously I don't have a 4K TV. I couldn't see in the recording whether and how good they were in 4K because, well, I don't have 4K. So
Have you got an HDR compatible TV? Does that need to be
no.
4K as well?
That needs to be a lot of 4K TV. In fact, I actually did a bit of research on the internet after this.
Okay.
And if you go to say like for us over in the UK, we looked at Curry's, I looked at like PC World, and I think from about £600 4K TV, it will include HDR support.
So what you're saying is you're going to be spending about £1,000 to get the full setup.
Yeah, this actually takes us into what our thoughts are now. So Tom,
Yeah.
they've announced PlayStation Pro. You have an original PlayStation.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts when you saw like the conference? You know, what are your ideas? What do you feel about it?
I really like my graphics and I really want it, but I can't afford it because that's a lot of money.
If they said to you like, listen, we'll do your deal, it'll be cheaper, would you be willing to buy it?
Well, no.
If you had the money.
Well, a deal on what, the TV or the PlayStation?
PlayStation.
Well, it depends if I could trade my old one in towards it.
No, I think again that's going to be the major problem is with this conference was the idea of marketing it. The downfall is that a lot of people don't have 4K TVs yet. They're slowly drip feeding them out. They're on the way. They're about a couple of years away, I'd say. 4K TVs were fully being implemented into a lot of the living rooms.
Yeah.
Now, they're obviously Sony are trying to get in early with 4K and trying to aim for this very niche at this present moment market. The problem is with this and doing a live stream is you are also pitching it to a lot of people who are going to be watching who can't see the 4K aspect and won't be able to see the 4K aspect because they don't have 4K screens.
Well, I don't know if they've boosted the graphics on some of the trailers that they've shown, but they do look better even on this 1080 screen. They
do look better. Apparently, even if you don't have a 4K TV and you get a PlayStation Pro and it's running at 1080p, some of the graphics will still be enhanced and you will have higher textures, better lighting, and it will run smoother as well.
That's a really good point because smoother games look a lot better.
But developers will have to do patches for this, for it to be compatible with PlayStation Pro. So we'll get to that in a little second. The problem is, I think it's Sony are not really being able to market this very, very well. I don't think they should have done a live stream, in all honesty, because you are showing it to people who can't see it, who can't see the difference in the graphics or the 4K.
How else are they going to market it?
I, in all honesty, would have just done the conference straight to the press and let the press write about it and talk about it and then give their enthusiasm, because they can see it there and then, like the difference. They did a piece presentation afterwards, after the live stream, where the press could go and try the games out, look at them. I know Digital Foundry did an article on it, which was really interesting. Good read if you get a chance. And they said actually how impressed they were with the HDR and the 4K and how detailed it was on screen and how good the resolution was. Now, if you didn't do a live stream and you just relied on the press to write these articles and say, listen, this is pretty impressive, because a lot of them were saying how impressive it was. It's just that everybody online, on the internet, is not receiving it very well because they've seen the conference and they don't see a difference. All they see is another box that's come out, which is slightly more expensive. So if you'd have left it to the press to see this and then regurgitate the information and send it out to the public, it will have sounded much better because they haven't seen it yet. But then if you get it, then you see the difference yourself. It's a bit like PlayStation VR. I say to a lot of people about VR is it's hard to explain the experience of VR. You have to see it for yourself. A bit like the Matrix. Can't be explained what the Matrix is. You have to see it for yourself.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so that's my opinions on the response to the conference. However, what my advice would be for a lot of people who are undecided about PlayStation Pro. This is what I'm going to do, okay? I will not be getting PlayStation Pro yet.
No.
And there's a couple of reasons to that. One, I'm quite happy with my PlayStation at the present moment. It's okay. It's doing great. It's running fine. I upgraded the hard drive, which is up to 2 terabyte. The PlayStation Pro will be going 1 terabyte when it goes on sale. So mine's got a larger terabyte of hard drive already.
Yep.
So that's fine. It's running smoothly. There's no issues at this present moment. I don't have a 4K TV.
Neither do I.
So I am not going to gain the benefit of getting a PlayStation Pro in that aspect. My TV is not HDR compatible, even though now the PlayStation down there is now HDR compatible because it got an update just the other day. My TV is not HDR compatible, so that's not going to be much use to me either. Don't keep that box.
What did I just kick?
It was the laptop box. Luckily, the laptop's there. The next piece, where was I? HDR. So I would get a PlayStation Pro if my PlayStation breaks.
Okay.
Or if someone buys me a 4K TV.
Like who?
You.
I can't afford one for myself.
Well, let me know when you can afford one, because you can buy me one.
Well, my PlayStation makes loads of funny noises. It beeps at random times, makes really weird noises, and then it makes clunk, clunk, like it doesn't clunk, but the fan sounds like it's doing stuff, so...
That doesn't sound good.
It'll be fine.
Okay. So all I can advise for everybody is, if you don't own a PlayStation, I would probably advise you to get PlayStation Pro. It depends how much gaming you do.
Depends how much money you've got. Also, would you rather spend £1,000 on a new 4K setup with a PS4 Pro, or would you rather get yourself a...
Well, this is the thing, you see. It depends if you want to go for the 4K gaming. Because I know they've been pushing this. This is what I think the mistake that Sony made. They focus so much on the 4K, you are going to get slightly enhanced graphics on some games. So if you don't have a 4K TV and you don't have a PlayStation at the present moment, still, if you have the money available, buy a PlayStation Pro. Because it's just an extra £100 on top of the PlayStation Slim anyway, and you've already then taken an extra step.
It's called future-proofing.
Yeah, they have. And a lot of people are saying, like, oh, how Xbox Scorpio is going to be 4K properly and all this sort of thing. We don't know the full details of Scorpio. So, in all honesty, as much as they may say it will be, we don't know the full details. We can't say that at the present moment. And also the aspect of this is going to be like the 0.5 version of the console, right? So this is like the next little stage upgrade.
Okay.
If the Scorpio is this next stage upgrade sort of the Xbox One, which is actually going to be a massive jump in power, well, for the first time in a long while, we actually haven't got two consoles which are going to getting released, which will be directly in competition with each other. Because Sony's are coming out now, right?
Yeah.
So that's PlayStation Pro. Then we've got Scorpio coming out, I would probably say in a year's time.
They did say fall next year. Yeah.
Right? If you could buy PlayStation Pro this year, you've got 12 months to save up.
Yeah.
And then you could buy an Xbox Scorpio. You could have both consoles then. They're not releasing them within like 2 months of each other.
Depends how much of a hardcore gamer you are, and do you really want both?
Well, if Scorpio comes out,
yeah,
and it's released and the graphics are really, really good, I probably would buy Scorpio.
Like, I got an Xbox on Black Friday on a really good deal. But I might as well not have it because I just don't use it very often.
I don't think there's a... Yeah.
I mean, I got it because of the games that I like to play on it, but now a lot of them are coming to PC, so it means what's the point?
I think Microsoft have kind of shot themselves in the foot with exclusivities in that aspect. So yeah, it's kind of a bit of a mixed bag. It depends on what situation you are personally for if you're going to buy a PlayStation Pro.
Yeah.
There's many factors that come into it. Now, a lot of people say, oh, it's pointless. No, I don't think it is pointless to get a PlayStation Pro or for Sony to release a PlayStation Pro. It gives you two options. The Slim, right, is going to be about, say, 250 quid. That's relatively cheap for a console, and that's going to reduce it down in price in time. If you want to spend a little bit more money and get slightly better graphics, a higher resolution for your games, go for a Pro.
Yeah, I mean, if I had to pick one now, if it was between the original, the Slim, and the Pro, it'd probably be the Pro.
It's like all the games are going to release on both anyway.
Yeah.
There's no sort of issue there. So it's like giving the consumer a choice is not a bad thing.
If you're one of these people that you're not that fussed about graphics and, go with the Slim or the original, which has a optical port for superior audio quality.
Now, this is when we start getting into maybe some of the issues which I think Sony should have ironed out these unsureties before they announced the PlayStation Pro. And the idea that some publishers might charge for a game upgrade for PlayStation Pro. So it was announced earlier this week that this could be the case, that publishers might charge consumers for a patch if they wish to run the game at a higher resolution. Now,
they've nullified that now.
Sony have turned around and said that first-party games will not require a charge. That doesn't include third-party games. So that's still not been confirmed yet. And that could still happen.
I think it'd be stupid if they were to charge, because a lot of people would complain and they'd probably just, put off a little bit.
I think Sony should have really locked this down. Massively locked this down before they announced the console.
Would you like a 4K No Man's Sky?
No.
Would you pay £5 for a 4K No Man's Sky?
Not a No Man's Sky, no.
Battlefield 1?
No.
£5?
I don't think it should come into the price then, shouldn't it? It should come into the price. Like, look at it this way. PC gaming, right? You have a slightly more powerful PC than me.
Yeah.
Right?
Not much.
If I bought Alien Isolation on my PC, going on the theory of what these publishers are thinking, shouldn't yours be more expensive than mine? Because you could run it at a higher resolution or whatever.
You could also say you've got a PlayStation 3 or 4, PlayStation 4 original. Okay, so you buy a game for that, it's £45. You get the same game on PC, it's $29.99 or something like that.
Yeah, but that's a totally different market, though.
It is, but the one you get on PC is so much better.
Yeah.
If you have the hardware to run it.
But then you see hardware's more expensive for PC.
Oh god, it's a lot more expensive.
So, that's a different market.
Well, you could build a PC for the same price as a console. Bearing in mind, it probably won't be much better than a console.
It's one of the sort of things where I think Sony really should have locked this down before they even got close to, I don't know, announcing it. They should be like, by the way, this is what's going to happen. You're going to have to create, develop, games for both. Now, they were also said that this new upscaling system that they've got to get the games to go up to 4K, which won't be at fully 4K but can upscale. The new technology and system that they've got implemented for developers to help them upgrade and upscale their games to 4K is a nice, easy system for them, and it will help them out. So it's good that Sony are thinking that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, so PlayStation Pro. The announcement, Tom, give me in straight one word. What? This is going to be a weird answer to answer in one word. Do you like it or not?
One word. Yeah.
Okay, one sentence.
Yeah, it's okay.
Great. Good comment. Good comment.
One sentence. Future proof.
Comma. We like.
We approve.
We approve future proof. Now I got to. All joking aside, what do you honestly think to the announcement of PlayStation Pro?
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. I just wish that the displays weren't as expensive as they were, and then it would be more affordable. Or if they could do like, I don't know, like let's say Koreas or somewhere can do like a a gamer's deal where you get like a 4K HDR compatible TV with low input lag for a PS4 Pro. With a game thrown in for free.
Wow, you're not asking him for a lot.
No.
I got to admit, I agree with you on that. I just wish the 4K screens were a lot cheaper. One final reason why I would not be picking up a PlayStation Pro right now is that PlayStation VR is coming out on the 15th of October, and that's 1 month before. And that's £350. And you can't be expecting consumers to pay out £350 in October and then £350 in November.
What would you do if they said that PlayStation VR wouldn't work on the normal PS4, it only work on the Pro?
Dude, that's a question. Wouldn't I be extremely mad? But I would probably then trade in my PlayStation and get a PlayStation Pro as well.
Sell your body till you have enough money to get a Pro.
Basically, yeah. I'd be working that street corner.
A lot.
And I wouldn't get a lot for it. What is your thoughts on PlayStation Pro and what you think? What are you going to do? Are you going to upgrade? Are you going to buy the PlayStation Pro? Let us know down in the comments below. We'd love to hear your thoughts and your opinions on what Sony had to say during their conference. That pretty much wraps up. That's all we need to talk about tonight, Tom.
Is it?
Yeah, let's keep it nice and short. Nice and short.
Good.
You can actually also now comment down below on the Always Games TV show underneath. Oh, just not my phone. Underneath these videos, leave a comment down below because it's now just been implemented on the website.
Yeah.
So integrated all together. So the website is constantly being adjusted and upgraded and updated. So it's kind of a bit of a work in progress. It's come a long way in the last 6 months. The website.
Yeah, you've improved it a lot.
Thank you. I'll try my best. But yeah, we're trying to encourage as many interactions with the community as we can. We're slowly building up, very, very slowly. We're getting there, and there will be more videos coming in the near future. We've got a couple of ideas which we're still working on. Definitely, they're starting to come together. I just need to work out exactly how I'm going to record those, but they should be basically trying to make everything record and edit in a really easy way. As much as we can.
It's a shame you can't both record at the same time using time indexes as a point of reference. Sorry.
I wish we could as well. That'd be good. I need to give you my Hauppauge gaming recorder.
Well, actually, you could, because you could clap at one end and it'd record it on both.
Yeah, that would work.
And then you use 10-minute time indexes.
Now you're way overthinking this.
Yeah.
I need to give you my Hauppauge gaming recorder, and then you can record gameplay
No.
at the same time. Yeah, because when Battlefield 1 comes out, man, it'll be awesome.
You can
Or really, really bad, so we need to record it.
I'll put you to shame.
Yeah, we know that anyway.
Oh. I'm going to try and land a plane on you again.
You want a random horse?
Actually, there was one point where I landed it face down. It was just stood upright on its propeller, and it didn't do anything. It just stood there. And I was looking out the side of the guy looking at me. It was really weird.
I love getting bugs like that when it happens.
I want a bug. I just crashed it, but it didn't blow up. It just sort of lodged itself in the sand.
That was a really good fun game to play. I can't wait for that to come out. We were looking... talking about Battlefield. Battlefield 4 have just... EA have just announced that all the DLC on PlayStation, PC and Xbox is now free until the 19th or the 20th of September.
Yeah. When is this show going to air, by the way?
This will probably go live on Saturday.
What's the date?
It will go live on the 17th.
Okay, on PlayStation, there's a sale on at the minute that ends on the 21st. And there's games like Shadow of Mordor Game of the Year Edition. That'll be PlayStation 4 Pro compatible.
It is, yep.
Eventually. And that's at £16 for the Game of the Year Edition. There's Alien Isolation on there for £10 for the Game of the Year Edition. Or the full edition.
Dishonored, the enhanced edition.
There's so much stuff. And they've got a big DLC and season pass sale as well.
I think it's a tenner. Maybe even less than that. £8.
Well, it's pretty good. But I think
I never played it.
if you pre-order Dishonored 2, you get Dishonored Definitive Edition for free, I think.
It's just that I was a bit unsure about getting Dishonored 2 because I've never played the first one.
I might be talking out of my bottom.
The other thing, actually, which is in the sale, which you really won't care about, Tom, there's also a DLC sale happening on PSN at this present moment.
I've literally just said that.
You did. I think it was just the general sale.
No.
I realised you said the DLC sale.
Yeah, season passes and stuff.
Yeah. What's on there is a Battlefront season pass, which is the first time I've seen it being reduced in price.
Oh, yeah, it's like £23.
Yeah.
Oh, and they've also got the Witcher stuff on there as well.
All The Witcher is all... all of it is.
Slightly reduced, it's not by much.
I think it's because the Game of the Year version just got released, so that's probably why they're not reducing it too much.
That's a good point.
Tom's getting tired.
Oh,
Tom's getting tired. It's the California in the warm weather. You're really red, by the way.
It's warm in here, like
warm.
90 degrees Celsius.
So if you have got any questions for the Always Games TV show, please leave them down in the comments below.
Don't say why does Tom look like a beetroot because we don't have an answer.
No, we don't. It just felt warm. But no, please leave a comment down below on your questions, and we will happily discuss what you have to say in the comments. Keep it clean if you can. If not, don't worry, we'll still discuss it. And we will chat about it in the next show.
Yeah, there wasn't anything from last week, was there? Like a
No,
question?
unfortunately not. No. There is actually a topic that I do want to bring up in a
Okay.
later show, which, well, I'll give you a bit more time to think about it. But you are actually colourblind, Tom.
Sometimes.
It comes and goes.
No, it's certain shades.
Essentially,
It's
all right,
really
for
weird.
instance, like today, I'm now colourblind. So yeah, there's certain shades that you can't see.
Depends which personality, I assume.
Oh,
I'm just
God.
kidding.
So, like on the Battlefield 1 beta, you switch the colours around. Then I realised for 2 or 3 days that I was still playing on the colourblind version. Didn't realise.
I wasn't at home.
You Fair enough. So I want to bring up a topic about how tricky you find it in video games with being slightly colourblind.
Well, pretty much 90% of games are fine, but certain games where you have team colours, enemy colours, and squad colours, the squad colours match the enemy colours.
Mm-hmm.
Like Battlefield, it's green and red, and I'm colourblind green and red sometimes.
Mhm.
It depends on the shade, obviously, but
We-
I can't tell who's a bad guy.
Because you're a bad guy
And,
doesn't
like,
mean you're a bad guy.
When I played, it was like Modern Warfare 2 or World at War or something like Call of Duty, the friendlies were green and the enemies were red. And if you play hardcore, I couldn't tell who was who. So I ended up getting kicked for shooting friendlies. I was like,
Oh,
it's a baddie. Shoot him.
Shoot
It's not a
anybody.
baddie. It's not.
Well, we'll discuss it. Well, I tell you what, we'll discuss it in the next Always Games TV show. If nobody writes in about your problems with being slightly colourblind, and we'll discuss some of the games that you've had some major issues with. Okay.
That was it, pretty much.
Now, there is another one I want to discuss with you. Actually, there is another one which I thought you had a lot of issues with, and we had to actually make some adjustments. But we'll discuss in the next Always Games TV show.
You mean I have to wear my glasses?
You don't have to wear your glasses.
Well, I can't see if not.
Oh.
I've got a Specsavers stuff.
Yeah, you did. You said you
Yeah.
got one in the mail, didn't you?
Yeah.
Basically saying, where the hell have you been for the last 2 years?
Yep.
So, on that note, we're going to wrap up the show. Don't forget to check us out on Twitter at AlwaysGamesTV, on Facebook, which is /AlwaysGamesTV. And if you could subscribe to us, that'd be great so you don't miss any of our shows on youtube.com/AlwaysGamesTV. And check out our finally brand newly vamped, still slightly in progress built website, which is www.AlwaysGamesTV.com. You can check me out on Twitter at TheGeekKeeper. And we can check Thomas out on the old Twitterverse at Outcast Reaver, unless you've changed it, because we keep saying this every single time we record that you're going to change your name.
I haven't yet.
You haven't yet.
Well, I went onto it and I was thinking, should I change it? And then I was like, what should I change it to? And
Red Hammer.
I'm not doing that. And then I forgot what I was doing and just left it.
That'd be awesome.
I didn't forget. I just didn't know what to change it to.
Because then you could do like the Kevin Hart thing, like, do you want a hammer? Do you want a hammer?
No.
Go get that.
No.
We'll see you in a couple of weeks' time. Bye, guys.
Bye.